Hi everybody, this is Miss Alsamani again, and we are going to start working on this very first essay together. It's called the Descriptive Narrative Essay. So a descriptive narrative essay, it tells a story, so narrative essentially just means a story. And then the descriptive part is you're going to want to play up sensory details for your story. So what did you see? What did you smell? If you're eating something, what did you taste? The touch, every sensory aspect of the story, because you want the reader to imagine what's happening. You don't just say, oh, we went to the beach and it was really pretty. You want to describe the seagulls cawing above your head and the lapping of the waves on the sand and the blue of the sky or the blue of the ocean. You want to really describe what you see in that moment. So that way the reader can imagine what's happening. So just as a little summary of what a descriptive narrative essay does, it tells a story with descriptive details. So as you're looking at the topics on that topic page in the week 1 folder, try to choose a topic that's really interesting to you, maybe something you've actually done, or if you haven't actually done it yourself, maybe you want to make up a story. I'm not going to fact check you on these as well, so if it is the story that isn't necessarily what happened to you personally, or it might be something that happened to a friend, you can adopt and adapt essentially and make it your own. So this is one that you can be really creative with, and that's one of my favorite parts of this assignment is you can be creative and choose your own story. If you don't like any of the topics on the topic sheet, like if none of them are speaking to you, feel free to propose a topic to me through email. I'm usually pretty open to different topic ideas, so as long as it's a reasonable topic, I'll approve it. Also know that the topic proposals are in discussion board now. Essentially, I want you to come up with an idea of what you want to write about. You don't have to write the essay now by any means, but just a short little outline of where you want to take your essay, on what topic you want to choose, and then that way I can give everyone feedback on the topic that they've chosen. So let's see, don't forget to look at the due dates on the topic sheet. They're in bold font at the top. Notice there is a rough draft due date and a final draft due date. So the rough draft will be due in discussions on that due date, and that way your classmates can peer review or give you some feedback on your essay. So that's why I have a rough draft due date in discussions. Notice your rough drafts are going to be submitted in discussion board. So that way your classmates can see them. The final draft due date, that's the final draft that I'm going to grade, and that's going to be submitted in a content folder, and it's specified on your topic sheet. So just make sure you look at the topic sheet pretty thoroughly, and let me know if you have any questions about the due dates at all. That's something that's really important for this class so that you don't get behind on your essays. So notice that it is 15% of the grade as well. It's worth a chunk of the grade, but it's not like the research paper where it's worth so much more for percentage wise, so that's good to know. Also know that it's 500 to 750 words in length, so if you do go over the words, that's fine. There's some students that get into their stories and they might submit a 900 word essay. I'm not going to count off for going over the word count. If anything, that means that you got really into your topic and got excited about the story you were telling, so I'm certainly not going to punish you for that. Also know that if you go just to 501 words, you've technically fulfilled the length requirement, so I'm not going to count off for going a little short either. Don't go under 500 words though. There's some students who'll try to submit 450 words, and I will dock a little bit because it wouldn't be fair if there's some students submitting 450 words and there's other students submitting 900 words, and the 450 gets a similar grade. That won't happen. Essentially, you need to try to stay between 500 and 750, but if you do go over, I'm certainly not going to count off at all. Also know that all of the essays need to be 5-paragraph essays. So remember, in that introduction video, you'll want to have the introduction paragraph, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion paragraph. That's very important. Don't forget, you also have to have a thesis statement at the end of your introduction. So remember, the thesis statement is a 1-sentence summary of your essay. So that's really important as well. And that's something, as you guys are peer reviewing each other's essays, if you notice they don't have a thesis statement, certainly point that out to your classmates, because that's something that's very important for the structure of essays and just for the class overall, is that you have organizational structure. Also notice that all of the essays are going to be in MLA formatting. So MLA formatting essentially is a formatting style for all English classes. It's the Modern Language Association formatting style. And all that means, it seems really complicated, but I'm going to point out exactly what I mean by this. So in your textbooks on page 161 in the Seagull textbook, that little spiral bound textbook, page 161, I'll give you a second to get it. There's an example of MLA formatting. I'm also going to flip this phone around so you guys can see my textbook so I can walk you through this. So, let's see. Actually, it might be easier just to hold it up. Let's see. There we go. So on page 161, all this is, notice the heading has the student name. Dylan is the student's name. It has the professor's name, my name. It has English course. So for this one, it would be English 101. And it has the date that it was submitted. So that's really important. Also notice there's a title for the essay, and that's centered at the top. And then there is the student's last name and a page number in the top right-hand corner. So, also notice it was double-spaced Times New Roman font. If you guys need some extra help figuring out MLA formatting, I certainly can help you and walk you through it. With the page number at the top, a lot of students struggle with that. If you're looking at your Microsoft Word document, it's insert, page number, top of page, and I believe it's plain number 3. I've memorized it. So for page numbers, it's like insert, page number, top of page, and then plain number 3. And then you can just type your last name next to the number. So that's the easiest way to do those page numbers. And then just don't forget double space, Times New Roman 12-point font, and then that heading that has your name, my name, the course, which is English 101, and then the date that it's due, the final draft due date. So, and I'm not a stickler on those dates. If you accidentally turn in the one with the date from the rough draft due date, that's fine. I'm certainly not going to count off on that, but just to give you guys a heads up on the heading, that part is important. So if you have any questions whatsoever during this entire writing process, please let me know. I hope you guys have fun with this descriptive narrative essay. It's really certainly one of the most fun to write and to read because it's really telling your story, whatever story you want to tell. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for checking in. Bye!